The 6th of July 2018, Oxford and Collins dictionaries are accused with defamation of character under Acts 2013, as well as the law under the Serious Crime Bill under the Psychological Abuse Law, and also the Human Rights Acts under 2010. The Bilac meaning which the Spanish and Portuguese thought up which began to enter the mainstream around the year 1442, to mock, steal and enslave the Bantu Moors, Bantu Israelites and the Bantu African people, and Oxford and Collins dictionaries are still choosing to use, uphold, and are maintaining this use today. Therefore this illustration is to highlight just how Oxford and Collins dictionaries are publicly printing explanations of profanities to mock and continue to discriminate the Bantu people. Here is just a small part of this extent, on which their examples is simply psychological abuse, and this abuse is on a huge worldwide scale, and if nothing is done, then this is set to continue under the radar of Oxford and Collins dictionaries forever. Under the law, court proceedings have been implemented across the country in line with what is morally acceptable on articles printed, pressed and published for the public domain regardless of who or what company has written these profanities down, but in doing so has provided clear accusations of indictment showing that Oxford and Collins dictionaries are liable by damaging my reputation and causing harm to my character, harming my demeanor and endangering my life by insisting that I am wicked, evil, and to have hatred trained towards me no matter what the pain is, as you have clearly explained that I am low, no good and without hope, who would happily feel greatly connected after you've given your world-renowned depictions of me, creating and inciting these difficulties against me through your world-renowned Institute in Literacy for Meaning, in all of my potential through this ongoing humiliation and to continue to humiliate whereby defense is as an act of number 3, honest opinion covered under the Defamation Act 2013, which states in section 5, the defense is defeated if the claimant shows that the defendant did not hold the opinion, section 6, the author, and in such a case the defense is defeated if the claimant shows that the defendant knew or ought to have known that the author did not hold the opinion, which is the benchmark for 2019. Therefore this conditioning in continued psychological abuse illustrates the offense to the human condition. This substantially and subsequently prolonged actions of discriminatory psychological abuse for over 576 years that has and still is afflicting the affected, which is continuously allowed to be accompanied in the minds of all as well as men, women and children of Bantu origin, which is my true description, whereby the connotations of the reference from the Oxford and Collins dictionary of the word black is defined as shown as being continuously biased towards the word black, which is said to means me as a person. Oxford and Collins dictionary are continuously battling with my psyche, like it's okay to tarnish and abuse me literally by affirming to say, referring to the word black is to be seeing or experiencing something unpleasant, feeling black mood, as an adjective in the Collins dictionary reads in this ref. 5. Adjective. If you describe a situation as black, you are emphasizing that it is very bad indeed. Well, I am described by Collins dictionaries as black. By your emphasis, my situation is very bad indeed. Sounds critical, like there is a threat to my life, which has clearly been proven and seen by the amount of deaths on so-called black lives everywhere every day across the world. Sounds like Collins dictionaries are telling and training the world to hate me, and with that hatred it can only lead to harmful outcomes on renamed black lives, which is illegal, but making it seem like this is natural and normal.